What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today, there's a bunch of stuff going on with the One Piece TCG. There are a bunch of things we need to talk about for the One Piece TCG. So let's talk about some stuff for the One Piece TCG, including, and this makes me happy on a personal level, you know those One Piece Day cards? Yeah, they're going on Premium Bandai. Hang on a second, I hear you shout. Why should I care? Why do I care that these are going up on Premium Bandai in Japan? I don't live in Japan. It's going to bring the price down. It's going to bring the price down quite considerably, honestly. So this is wonderful news. Now, there's two cards that are available here. It's two cards in a binder, that's it. That's all it is. And it is the One Piece Day 2025 Don, which to be fair is beautiful. And Elbaf Luffy, which is the first Elbaf Luffy we've seen, so that in and of itself is quite relevant. But also by the same token, it's a vanilla character. 7 cost, 9,000 power, counter plus 1,000. Like, it's not that relevant now. Now, maybe there's an Elbaf deck in the future that really wants a 7-9. And if that's the case, they're going to be delighted. But that's it. Like, that's the only option we've got here. So, yeah, maybe in the future that's going to be relevant and cool and awesome, in which case, wonderful. But they're just cool cards. And I know there's a lot of people, like me, who want to be picking this up. Now, I think for me, it's time I finally tried to figure out if I can make a Japanese Premium Bandai account, because I have a proxy address in Japan and I order from Japan literally all the time. I've pretty much always got an order ongoing. So maybe it's time I actually figured this out and then got it back to me. Because I want this, ladies and gentlemen. I want this very much indeed. But regardless, if the card is only available, if it's only going to be there at One Piece Day, that's actually super annoying, because if you can't go to One Piece Day, you can't get it. By putting it on Premium Bandai, they're opening it up to at least everybody in Japan. It's quite likely they're pretty much just flooding the market with them, which is going to crash the price of both of these cards. So if you want to pick these up, you can. And also, this might be a really good time to remind you guys, Japanese Don is now legal in the West. They changed that rule. We can use Japanese Don, and this isn't the best Don, but it's not a million miles away. I'm just saying, this is pretty cool. You know what else is pretty cool? New treasure rares, like treasure rare carrot. C'est bon! Okay, my French is terrible, but that is French for it's good. And oh look, it's the French treasure rare. Yeah, French treasure rare is going to be carrot. Now this is the OP13 treasure rare. Now, of course, we have already had confirmation that our treasure rare is going to be Fat Luffy. I would swap. In a heartbeat. Without question, I would swap. Because I just think carrot's cool. There is a weird thing going on here, though, and it is something that we need to mention. Because it is actually the blue carrot from OP11. Now, the reason I care about this is because, as I've mentioned a couple of times, I really like the carrot leader. I want the carrot leader to be good. I want to play carrot. I'm going to play carrot. Carrot's mono green. This is blue. So I can't put it in my carrot deck. We have carrot. Now, what would be amazing if they made the super rare from OP08 the treasure rare? You know, the absurdly playable one? That would be amazing. They're not. They've gone for the OP11. That makes me a bit sad. On play, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, put them at the top or bottom of your deck in any order, and on your opponent's attack, you can trash the character, and one of your leaders gains 1,000 power during this battle. It's all right. It's fine. It's not a terrible card. It's not a great card. It just bums me out that this is Blue Minx. And do you know who the best Blue Minx leader is? Trick question. We've only had one Minx leader, and it's mono green carrot. I just feel like they could have done better. Never mind. If you want to talk more about treasure rares, though, and you want to keep it in OP13, and you want to keep it to blue, might I show you the Chinese treasure rare from OP13? Shout out to Leezy OPCG for showing us that the blue Vivi from EBO2 is in fact the treasure rare over in China. Want to know a fun fact? I would swap this one as well. Yeah, I think we're getting the worst one. I'm just putting it out there. I think of all the treasure rares, I think you look at all three of them side by side, I think we've drawn the short end of the stick here. I don't like it. And what's even worse is this Vivi is a super rare. So if China can get super rare Vivi as their treasure rare, why can't we get super rare Carrot as our treasure rare? That seems fair to me. Boo! But this Vivi is the one. It looks redonkulous. Free cost 2k, counter plus 1,000. And on play, if your leader is multicolour and you have 5 or fewer cards in hand, draw 2. Really like this card. Didn't see much play for a while, but in the past couple of months has started sneaking into some decks. I say that like EBO2's been out for ages, but it kind of has in Japan. But the point is, this is a card that is now starting to see play, and we now have our lineup of treasure rares. In English, because remember, it is language, not country. In English, we've got the Luffy from OP11. In French, we've got the Carrot, which incidentally is also from OP11. And in Chinese, they've got the Vivi from EBO2. I think we've drawn the short end of the stick. Still cool card, but now I have to go and speak to my friends in France and see if they can find a local game store and hook me up with a Carrot. The good news is I have friends in France, so maybe it's going to be all right in the end. So that's all well and good. We've seen the treasure rares. We've had a look at the Elbaf cards coming in Premium Bandai, which is kind of amazing. But there is something else we need to talk about. And it's all to do with that product I showed you the other day, the 3rd anniversary box. The one which I told you was absolutely absurd. Remember that one? The box I showed you that was absolutely like legit amazing? Yeah. The problem was, I showed you that and I told you there were going to be 10 promos. And I showed you 8 of them. And the reason I showed you 8 of them isn't because I'm mad at you. It's because we only had a look at 8 of them. Well, they've gone and shown us the other 2. And honestly, these were totally worth the wait. One of them is Luffy is a man who will become the king of the pirates from OP12. And the other one is Luffy is a man who will be king of the pirates from OP12. Technically not the same name. Very similar. But the Zoro one is the man who will become king of the pirates, and the Sanji is the man who will be king of the pirates. Technically, they've got different names. Also, fun little side note, remember in OP12, there's also the blue card, I will make Whitebeard the king of the pirates. Well, I'll let you guys figure that out. And of course, they are manga events. I love this. I am a gigantic fan of the manga events. I think the manga events is one of the coolest things One Piece have started doing, really since they started the game. Like, the manga rares are cool, but they're super duper duper rare. The manga events are much more... They're much easier to pull, but they're also focused on a moment rather than a character. And again, I think if you've read the manga, watched the anime, etc., I think those moments are going to hit home and you're going to really appreciate these. So, love the manga events. Love that these 2 are coming. Do I love that it's locked in a very expensive product? I don't know. Ask me when it comes out in Europe. And essentially, either I'll have figured it out and bought it and I'll be fine with it, or I will have decided I'm not buying it and then I'll be mad at it. But I'll have to figure out when it comes out in Europe. At the moment, it's a Premium Bandai product. It's coming out in Japan on Premium Bandai. It's coming out in the US on Premium Bandai. We're expecting it to be coming to areas like Europe in local game stores like we normally get, but that's not actually been confirmed yet. We'll have to wait and see. Either way, I absolutely adore these cards. I think they're fantastic. I think they make a really nice pair. And I think they turn what was already a phenomenal product that everyone's going to love into an even more phenomenal product that everyone's going to love a little bit more. So there we go. That's what you need to know. Now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about all of these news, the treasure rares, and everything else in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.